Hey everyone, this is Jon at Cougar Creek Ranch. So another tent or like woodshed on a low budget. So I will not show you the actual work done on it, but I can show you the features. And I call it low budget because actually I'm using everything from the property. These are the arches are made from fir tree branches. The reason I'm using those is because actually the branches they have different type of wood compared with the trunks. They last very long and they are harder and less prone to degrade soon. Anyway, what's happened is a few years ago I built this to protect my cookies. I call these cookies these slices, and I have a project to make a large table with like 5 or 6 cookies. Anyway, you have to protect it, make sure they don't split, and use some glue and epoxy, etc., etc. But actually, the subject is a tent. So, what I had initially was a tent that was using these arches only without a pole. So I didn't have this pole here. I have the arches directly coming from the ground. So the reason I am building it again is because I drove my trailer into it and I drag it and destroy it completely. Anyway, so low cost is because actually I'm using Tennant and I mean mortise and Tennant. It don't need to be perfect, and actually I made some mistake. Like for example, this pole is a little bit too tiny or not enough diameter for a 2-inch. So it's a 2-inch at the bottom of the arch. I mean, 2-inch, and I have 1-inch fitting into this trunk that I have on top to support it. Now the poles I burn it, the part that go into the ground. They're about 3 feet above the ground, 1 feet underneath, and they're I guess forced pressed into the ground. So I don't have a problem about ability to support the weight and everything. So that's one of the things. Another thing that I want to show as a feature is the fact that I do want to make sure that since I'm using steel wires to make the structure of the skeleton of these constructions, I do use a one of these branches that I use to make sure that the whole structure will not move in the direction of the center pole. Is not because maybe it's not that strong a connection using this. This is what I use to connect the skeleton and the grid or whatever I can call it to. So I had a good experience with this. Unfortunately, as I said, I ran with the trailer into it, the first version, and this second version is going to be a little bit more capacity because of the 3-foot poles on the side. Yeah, so that's about it. I have already this, and I'm going to use the same plastic, which is 6 mil for greenhouses. And as I mentioned, since I did some damage to the structure, there are happening other things like branches coming from the, like trees above. So I get a lot of holes that I patch it with, guess what, duct tape. I heard a guy flew a plane back and the wings and whatever holes he had on his structure, he patched it with duct tape, and actually he landed safely on his return. So I think I thought, hey, maybe I can do that too. Anyway, this plastic doesn't typically last more than 4 years, and it's almost already 2 years it was in use. So yeah, I'm going to use it as I can and how long I can, and then this is about 20 by 30, and one piece like that will cost me about $120. So maybe 2 years from now I'll have to replace it. I will show you in continuation how it looks after I put the plastic on. I forgot to tell you that actually the plastic, after I put it on top of this skeleton, I do have a rope that I am using it to keep the plastic in place, so will not be taken by the wind. Okay, so even if I think that what I'm doing here is more like a bushcraft type of hobby, I'm not shy of using screws or any other practical solution. So actually I don't have too many screws. Let me see, I do have something here. Maybe I hold and I make sure that, yes, as you can see, I'm using some screws to fix it, and here too. Yeah, but typically the connection in between the ribs or whatever are those here, they're just steel wire wrapped around and tight. Yeah, so maybe, like for example here, I didn't use any screws because the pole is a bit larger, so I don't need to make any additional I guess hardware to hold this arch in place properly. So, but maybe I put a screw on the other side. Let me go check if I did secure that with a screw. The reason why no, I don't have any screw here. The reason why I try to minimize using a screw, because this kind of dimensions a hole through the I guess through the element like the arch will weaken the I guess the the structure of it. Let me see here. Yeah, I didn't put any screw either here. Yeah. So anyway, minimal use of modern technology, but I'm not afraid to use it as is necessary to make the things work. So to install the plastic in top of um, the tent skeleton, what I'm doing actually, I'm using two small poles, and I rub the corner here, and I tight it with some steel wire, and I will show you later how do I use it for lifting the plastic above. Okay. So I'm going to lift it little by little, alternating from one side to the other side. For example, I just went over on the other side. Now I take the pole here. And also, I am helping it down there. I have to be careful not to pull very hard because sometimes the plastic will get hooked onto some parts of the tractor, and then I don't want to break it. I already worked a lot to patch the holes. So I think I have a little bit more leverage to move on this side a little bit. And disengage it in at the bottom here. Make sure that well, I guess you got the idea. I'll show you after it's done. Installing the side poles to keep the side away, so will be no humidity going inside that will degrade and rotten the tree poles. So just a piece of branch sharpened a little bit and at the end and pressed down. Key thing here is that you don't want to break the wood with an axe, striking. So many strokes and not so hard. You don't need to be in hurry. These are easily replaceable when they rotten, so no big deal. I'm probably going to have 3 of them. That's good enough. One thing I want to mention: when you stick on the ground this anchor poles, basically, since they're relatively small diameter, you don't want to break it. And one thing I do, for example, this one, I wrapped some wire very tight around the top to have a easier solution. For that, instead of the wire, I did use some clamps, adjustable clamps, and didn't find one to properly go around, so I used two. But it doesn't matter. The key thing is that you don't want to break this pole at the top. Of course, after you are done driving it into the ground, then you just remove the clamps. And for example, now I need it for the next one, so I'm going to put it on the next one. That's it. One interesting thing to notice is that you're gonna put, if you're gonna put the transparent plastic sheets on top of your lawn, you will burn your grass underneath, mostly if you leave it more than a day. So I did that because I leave it on the ground and I went and I patch it with duct tape. So if you notice geometrical patterns on the grass, it's not a good idea. So if you're gonna do that kind of processing, you may want to take the plastic and put it on top of like a road, a gravel place, or asphalt on top of it, because in top of the grass will just burn it. Interesting. All right, very much done. It's not a luxury thing. It's just a basic woodshed to dry my stuff. The last item I added are the rope that go around, and that is not 100% necessary, but will give me more peace of mind that the wind will not take this old construction out. So this is what it is right now. I have to clean it up and bring the other things that I need to put here. Yeah, I built this because I need to fix up my my porch, and then I have some pieces of wood there drying, because it's a good place. Like this one also, it's very good for drying the wood because it has a very good air circulation. And summertime we have like July, August with zero rain here in Oregon, and I am in Tidewater. Anyway, I hope I will not drive my trailer again into it to destroy it. So I wish me good luck.